Whether you run your own Google Ads or pay somebody else to manage them for you, you should really watch this video. I put this video together because I see so many people getting ripped off by Google Ads management companies. Some of them charge high monthly fees and yet during a month may not even do anything. Other ones are just absolutely horrible at what they do. There are a very, very small number of companies who are very good at this. I don't want to take any away from them. I salute you guys for doing a great job. But for the rest of you as a business owner need to understand your Google Ads and all the different ways that people can be wasting your money. They can be making your ads show up for outside your city. They can make your ads show up for services that you don't offer. They can make your ads show up for all kinds of free things. There's 100 different ways that these companies can waste your money. I put this video together not to sell you anything, simply to help you. Please take the time to watch the video, and if you like it, share it with your friends. Hi, I'm Stephen Nunnally with Smarter Advertising, smarteradvertisingcompanies.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to evaluate whether the company managing your Google Ads is doing a good job or if they're doing a bad job. I'm going to walk you through a Google AdWords account step by step and show you things to check. Let's talk about passwords. If the company that manages your Google Ads refuses to give you passwords to your Google Ads account, hire somebody else. If the company that manages your Google Ads says they can't give you access to your Google Ads account because it's in an MCC and that would give you access to all their clients, they're lying to you. They can add you to a user to your individual account in seconds. Don't believe the lie. Hire someone else. If the company that manages your Google Ads says they can't show you inside your Google Ad account because it's proprietary, hey, they let people see your ads but they won't show them to you, hire someone else. If the company that manages your Google Ads tries to convince you to look at their reports or display console instead of giving you access to your Google Ads account, hire someone else. Why would someone try to hide your passwords from you? There are only two reasons that Google Ads management companies want to hide passwords from you. The first is that some companies charge a monthly fee to manage your account, but may actually go months without signing in and doing anything. Obviously, they want to hide you. The second reason they don't want you looking into the account is because they're bad at the job and don't want you to see how much of their money is wasted. So again, if they don't show you the passwords, hire someone else. Please sign into your Google Ads account. Once you're in there, I'll show you some very easy ways to go in and evaluate whether the company's doing a good job of managing your ads. For example, over here on the top left, we're going to hit All Campaigns. If you don't see this dark gray bar, just click this little tab here, going back and forth. Google has a couple different ways they're laying out information. They're actually transitioning it. But anyway, just click All Campaigns and come down here and click Change History. In Change History, we're really going to look in and see if anybody's done anything to the account. Go ahead, set your date range for the last 30 days. And in here, you're looking to see how many changes were made to this account in the last 30 days. So in here, it's 1,000 changes. Now, admittedly, a lot of that is our software going in and blocking click fraud. But you can look over here at Count Changes and see where it says, Steve added these to all campaigns, 70 negative keywords. That's showing, an actual human being going in and trying to stop your company from wasting money on phrases that they shouldn't show up for. What the changes are isn't really all that important. What is important is, during the last 30 days, did anybody at the company you're paying to manage your account actually make any changes? If they didn't, you're probably going to want to hire someone else. Let's also look at whether the company you're working with is amateurs or professional. For example, over here we have this tab that says All Campaigns. Now, if you see over here that they're running display campaigns, you should just go in and hire someone else. Display campaigns is where your ad shows up on other people's websites. In theory, it's a great idea. in reality, way too much click fraud. It's a waste of money for every business I've dealt with. Another one is in here is if you're seeing the word smart campaigns. If they're running this on smart campaigns, basically it's indicating that the people you're dealing with either lack knowledge or they're lazy. Smart campaigns is letting a robot make all the changes for you. Yes, you do go in and make some changes, but a lot of the information you need to see is hidden from you. It's a very inefficient way to do it. I would never recommend any company that uses smart campaigns. Next, come over here, hit all campaigns, and I want you to come down here and hit the settings tab, and now hit account settings. Look at this bar that says add suggestions, and flip it open for a second. Now, when you start a new Google AdWords campaign, this box is automatically checked, and it says automatically apply ad suggestions after 14 days. Well, what are those ad suggestions? A Google employee or Google software can go in and change the words to your ad. For example, if you're running an ad, I've seen this happen where it went out and added the words, the best lawyer in town. Well, that's illegal for a lawyer to say. They can be disbarred. I saw another one where it changed, a company did paintball, and it went in and it said that the paintball was guaranteed 100% safe. That's simply not true. He could end up in a lawsuit and he's going to need his friend the lawyer, but the lawyer was disbarred. There are just so many things that go wrong with this. I recommend that this should always be turned off. If the company managing your Google Ads has left this turned on, hire someone else. Let's take a look at the schedule that your ads run on. So come over here, hit all campaigns, or you can choose an individual campaign here. And in this column, click the word ad schedule. So this is showing the date and times that your ads run. Now, why is this important? If you're running a website where people just buy a product online, you can usually run this 24 hours with no problem. What if you're a business where most of the sales happen by phone? Why would you want your ads running 24 hours if people can only call you from 8 to 5? Think about it this way. Somebody comes on your website at 11 o'clock at night. You paid for a click to get them there. However, it's 11 o'clock. They can't call you. So what are they going to do? Write your phone number down? The odds of that happening are very, very small. Now, they could go in and do another Google search tomorrow and look for you, but if they click on your ad, they're going to be wasting your money because it's a second click. It took 2 clicks to get the sale. So my recommendation is that your ads should only run during the hours that you answer the phone. Now here's one more important point. Let's say that instead of in an 8 to 5 business, you answer the phone from 7 to 7. And maybe you answer the phone 7 days a week. That's great. Run your ads during those hours. But it's extremely important that your Google Ads manager should have taken the time to go in and also suggest that you post those hours on your website next to the phone number. Do you want people clicking your ad at Sunday at 11 a.m. and they go there, but you're open, but they don't know it, so they're afraid to call? Wouldn't that just be a waste of money? So again, run your ads during the hours you answer the phone and make sure that you post those hours on your website, not at the bottom, not on the contact page, but up at the top right next to your phone number. Now let's take a look at locations. Come over to one of the campaigns, you click that, you come down, you click the location bar. Within that, you click locations, and then there's a little blue arrow and you open up. What you're gonna see is a window like this. On this window, you're seeing a map, and there are actually 3 colors used on the map. The red, white, and blue. The blue indicates the area that you want to target. Most people think that's saying, Google, you're only allowed to spend my money there. Actually, what the blue means is, Google, this is where I prefer you spend my money. Now, red means, Google, you're not allowed to spend my money here. You're excluded. But what about white? White basically means, Google, if you cannot spend my money in the blue area, you have my permission to spend it here. You shouldn't have any white on your map at all, because that makes no sense. You either want to target an area or you don't. So if your people managing your Google Ads have gone in and you see, like here, we've got a little blue circle, and you turn the whole rest of the world red, that's effective Google Ads management. If they've got a little blue circle or shape or a list of cities, but the rest of the world white, hire someone else. Let's take a look and see if the company managing your Google Ads is protecting you from click fraud. So what I'd like you to do, go over here and click on one of the campaigns, then come over to settings, come down here to additional settings. Way down at the bottom, you're going to see IP exclusions. Click that out here. What you're seeing in here, in this case, there's about 500 IP addresses. An IP address is like a phone number on a phone or your street address. This is an internet address where your phone or computer is connected to the internet. Rather than go into a long explanation here, I'll simply say is, if you have 0 IP exclusions in here, the company managing your Google Ads is not doing anything to protect you from click fraud. Every account I've ever seen has some click fraud, just some visitors that came in and they were using VPNs, proxy, something that made them look suspicious. Maybe not every one of them is a bad person, but there's always something that looks suspicious. So if they're using click fraud software, what the click fraud software does is take that person's IP address, sends it to Google, it gets out of this list, and like this one here is now banned, which means Google will no longer show the ad to them. And this one is also banned, and this one is banned. So if there's nothing in here, it means the people managing your Google Ads are not protecting you from click fraud. Okay, on the right-hand side, let's close up that IP exclusions. I want you to look here, and there's a bar that says bidding and manual CPC. And what that stands for is, this is an auction. You're bidding your dollars versus their dollars. There's a lot of different bidding styles, but the one that should be chosen here for you should be manual CPC. That means that the people working for you are actually going to go in and raise and lower the bids themselves. Anything else we've found is not effective. All the companies that have the greatest amount of success on Google Ads use manual CPC. In addition, there's this little box here that says help increase conversions with enhanced CPC. That should always be turned off. What that box does in reality is says, hey, can we add 20% to your bid? So if your bid's $10, checking that box would allow Google to raise your bid to $12. Well, if you want to bid $12, wouldn't you just do it? I hate to say it, but it's kind of an idiot trap. So if that box is checked or they're not using manual CPC, I recommend you hire someone. Now let's look at the really big one. I'd like you to go up, hit all campaigns, keywords, and then search keywords. And in your case, you're going to want to look at the current month, but I'm going to show you an example of before and after here. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you this client when we first got them, actually a month before we got them. And there we go. So these are the words that they're targeting Google. Search keywords are the words you're saying, I want you to show me something related to that. You know, for a dentist, you might go in and put the word dentist, dental. Plumber, you know, you might plumber and plumbing. For cleaning companies, you might put in house cleaning, commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, cleaning services. Mortgage companies, you go in and use words related to mortgages. Lawyers use word lawyers. So every business, there's certain words you want to target. Now, and obviously, There's words that are good to show up for, like best cleaning company. There's words that are bad to show up for, cheap dentist, cheap this, cheap that. So going in and selecting these words is important, but these are the words you're targeting. And Google can then take these words and interpret these words and make them show up as different phrases. And sometimes Google will even substitute words. You've got a word in here that you're targeting, Google will substitute what it feels is a related word. Sometimes that related word can be beneficial for your company, and other times it can just be a financial disaster. So what you want to do now is come down and hit search terms. This is showing you what the humans actually typed before they click their ad. So looking at this example, and this is a junk company, and he got 2 clicks. So in this instance, the client got 2 clicks where the people typed $99 Hall junk removal, and those clicks cost him $13.38 each. 2 more clicks, $10.09 each for 99. Here's 4 more clicks, 4 more clicks. There's a couple more down here, all $9.99. So he's got about $200 spent on people who typed 99 followed by junk removal. Well, why is that a bad thing? His minimum, where he is in Colorado, the dump fees are really high, so his minimum is 130. Why did it show up for this? The company who was managing his Google Ads previous to us thought it would be a great idea to make him show up for his competition's names. Well, as you can see, that's not a good idea, because I talked to him about this, and people would go through, they'd click the ad, they would call him, they'd call up and say, hey, is this $99 junk removal? He'd say, no, this is Rocky's Cleanouts. And they say, oh, what's your minimum? $130, and they'd hang up. So showing up for your competition's name is not necessarily a good idea. And if you look down here, he's showing up for 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 1-800-GOT-JUNK. These are another company called 5280. About 40% of his clicks are for competitors' names. In reality, whether you're a dentist, whether you're a mortgage company, insurance company, cleaning company, showing up for your competition is not a good idea. First, you're not likely to convert those people to buyers for your services. I was at a dentist's office, and the receptionist kept taking all these calls and then saying, no, I'm sorry, let me give you the number for this, for that. And I asked her about it with the dentist sitting there, and she said, oh, it's people calling for other dentist offices. I don't understand why we're getting so many of those. And it turned out he was running Google Ads, and his Google Ads people had made it show up for all the competition's names. So I turned to her and asked her, I said, so how many of those people did you actually convince to change from their dentist to you? She said, none. She says, was I supposed to? She was like, and she looked kind of stressed out, and the dentist says, like, no, don't worry about it. But the reality is you're not going to convert those people, or at least a very small portion, so you don't want to waste money on this. Another thing is actually intentionally showing up for your competition by putting their name in here like this is actually illegal in some states. For example, in California, it's a felony, 5 years in jail. If you're doing this, let's say you're trying to show up for another contractor's name, it's actually called impersonating a contractor, and it can lead up to 5 years in jail. But there's still more problems. One is that the biggest problem with this, other than you've been wasting money on clicks, is that your competition may go out and search for their own company name and keep seeing your ad up above them. They've got their organic listing down here. You're sitting right above them. They think that you're intentionally targeting them, so they can go out and start clicking your ad. How many times a day can they click your ad? Google doesn't give you that information, and nobody on the internet seemed to have it, and I've been looking for that answer for 20 years. So finally, I built my own Google AdWords campaign. I went in and built my own website to match it, and then I sat there and clicked my own ad 20 times a day for a week. what I found was from one IP address, I could click that ad 20 times a day and Google will bill me for 8 clicks a day. So if the company managing your Google Ads has you showing up for your competition's name, they could piss your competition off. And the result would be that your competition could sit there and click your ad all day. Now, will warn anybody thinks, hey, I'm going to go and do that. That is actually illegal. But more importantly, you can get hit with a civil lawsuit. You have to pay 3 times the amount of all the clicks from the entire time you've been doing it. You could also be hit with triple the amount of financial loss from the loss of sales. And then you could get stuck paying for the lawyer's fees because it was malicious. So, and anybody gets the idea they're going to go out and start click fraud, I got news for you. It's a really, really bad idea. But for you, the business owner who is sitting here, your website company making your ad show up for your competition's name or not blocking it from showing up your competition's name is just idiocy. Let's go out and look at some of the other things. Let's talk about buyer versus non-buyer. In this instance, is it really a good idea for somebody to show up for cheapest? Whether you're a dentist, mortgage company, plumber, whatever, do you ever want to show up for cheapest? Cheap, cheaper, cheapest, discount, coupon? No, because those people tend to go to a lot of websites, which means your odds that you're the one they actually buy from is very small, and they don't want to spend much money. On the other hand, if you're showing up for best, whatever it is, those people tend to only go to 2 or 3 websites, and they tend to spend a lot of money. So I could go through here, spend hours going through here and looking, but what you have to go out and do is go down the phrases and say, does it look like the person who typed that phrase is looking to buy my service? Or are they trying to do something themselves, trying to find freight or trying to get something completely unrelated? I'm going to say that pretty much 90% of people watching this video are going to be shocked at the phrases that they see in here. And if you see people making your ads show up for phrases that are non-buyers, hire someone else. Let's talk about click fraud. If the company who manages your Google Ads has not discussed click fraud with you, hire someone else. If the company that manages Google Ads says that Google protects you from click fraud, hire someone else. If the company that manages your Google Ads does not use some type of software to reduce click fraud, hire someone else. Why is stopping click fraud important? Imagine a competitor or angry customer, former employee, whoever, sitting there clicking your ads over and over again. Each time they click your ad, you spend $5, $10, $20, $30 or more, and they just keep clicking. How much can this cost you? Thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars a year in wasted clicks. Plus, you lose the sales those clicks could have generated if the person doing the click was a real potential buyer. I'd like to point out that we built the most advanced software in the world to protect you from click fraud, Click Fraud Defender, to stop these clicks. To learn more about click fraud and how to stop it, please visit our website at clickfrauddefender.com. I passed on a lot of information to you during this video. I really hope it helps you make the right decision on who to hire, who to fire, that it changes your level of financial success. Again, thank you for watching the video. My name's Steve Nunley, Smarter Advertising, smarteradvertisingcompanies.com.